Vexa is your primary.
Oh, these bastards!
Secondary will be Arnie in the Thrasher. Secondary will be Arnie Schwartz in the Thrasher. Secondary Arnie Schwartz in the Thrasher. Primary is Cypress Kren in the Vexa. Primary is Cypress Kren in the Vexa. Primary is now Arnie Schwartz in the Thrasher. Primary is Arnie Schwartz in the Thrasher. Second we have Gabe Rodrigue in the Caracal. Gabe in the Caracal. Gabe in the Caracal is primary. Secondary is Ego Gasm in the Coercer. Secondary is Ego Gasm in the Coercer. Primary is Caracal. Ego in the Coercer is secondary. Ego in the Coercer is secondary. Naught 60 in the Thrasher is secondary. Ego is primary. Naught 60 in the Thrasher is secondary. Naught 60 is now primary. Naught 60 is now primary.
Lost 4 each.
Secondary have Farley and the Rifter as secondary. Secondary is Farley and the Rifter is primary. Farley and the Rifter is primary. Secondary is Selena in the Omen. Selena in the Omen. Tertiary is Nixon in the Thorax.
They got points
Nixon
on
in the Thorax. Nixon in the Thorax is secondary. Selena in the Omen is primary. Selena, burn down Selena in the Omen is primary. Selena in the Omen is primary. Secondary is that Thorax. Nyson in the Thorax. Nyson in that Thorax is primary. Nyson in the Thorax is primary. Secondary is Xeno in the Catalyst. Xeno in the Catalyst is secondary. Max DPS on Nyson in the Thorax. Secondary Xeno in the Catalyst. Tertiary is Garrick in the Catalyst. Tertiary is Garrick in the Catalyst. Max DPS on Nyson. Nyson needs more DPS. Nyson needs more DPS. Burn down Nyson, guys. Burn down Nyson. Nyson is primary. Secondary is Xeno in the Catalyst. Xeno in the Catalyst is now primary. Secondary is Garrick McTavish in the Catalyst. Secondary is Garrick McTavish in the Catalyst.
He's a bit far, I've seen.
Rick Silver in the Punisher is your secondary. Rick Silver in the Punisher is your secondary. Tertiary will be Elite Force in the Merlin. Tertiary will be Elite Force in the Merlin. If Garrick's too far away now, start doing the secondary. Rick Silver in the Punisher. Tertiary is Elite Force in the Merlin. If Garrick's burned too far away, proceed to secondary. Rick Silver in the Punisher. Rick Silver in the Punisher. Tertiary Elite Force in the Merlin. Stealth Omega is secondary. Elite Force in the Merlin is now primary. Elite Force in the Merlin is now primary. Secondary is Stealth Omega. Primary is now Stealth Omega. Secondary is Cypress Kren in the Tristan. Secondary is Cypress Kren in the Tristan. Primary is Stealth Omega. Primary is Stealth Omega. Burn him down, guys. Burn him down. I need everyone on Stealth Omega. Secondary is Cypress Kren in the Tristan. Secondary Cypress Kren in the Tristan. Tertiary will be small in the mower. Small RV in the mower.
What's primary?
Cypress Crane in the Tristan is primary. Secondary is small RV in the mower. Small RV in the mower. Small RV in the mower is now your primary. Who is the mauler with the medium guns? Small RV in the mower is your primary.
Bosnick had the medium guns, I think.
Confirmed.
Bosnick and the mauler is now your secondary. Bosnick and the mauler is now your primary.
Oh, Catan. Princess is saying Catan.
Both of them.
Yeah, Bosnick, yeah.
Bosnick is your primary. Secondary is Catan. Max DPS on Bosnick, guys. Max DPS on Bosnick.
No Vash.
Max DPS on Bosnick. Come on guys, max DPS on Bosnick here. Max DPS. Those of you small enough, you've got Robin. Once you lock Robin, it's your pirate in the Merlin. Robin's your pirate. If you can get him, take him down, he's in hull. Garrick McTavish too. Garrick McTavish will be your new secondary. Garrick McTavish will be your new secondary. Burn down Bosnick, guys. Garrick McTavish will be your new secondary. Burn down Bosnick. Max DPS on Bosnick. Garrick McTavish is now your primary. Garrick McTavish. Primary now will be Smolarov in the mower. Oh, they bring in more people.
Mm-hmm.
Of course they are. That's how they play.
We should be fine.
Shipped early.
As long as we're still doing the same thing.
Yeah, they'll come in.
Smolarov in
drips
the
and
mower
drabs.
is your primary. Smolarov in the mower is primary. Guys, if you can reship then, guys, if those are down, come and reship. If you want to reship, if they're reshipping, we'll reship. Okay, that Elite Force in the Merlin will now be your primary. Elite Force in the Merlin. Sheaflung and the Rift will be secondary if he comes close enough.
She walked out.
Next will be Lazy Ghost in the Mauler. Elite Force is primary in the Merlin. Lazy Force in the Mauler is secondary. Guys, don't reship then if you're on your way. Looks like there was only a few of them reshipping, so I'm not going to be cheap. I mean, you can hold on the gate if you'd like. Lazy Ghost is primary in the Mauler. Lazy Ghost is primary in the Mauler. Can someone get a point on Ivangar?
Do we let the
have been
FC
reshipped.
live?
No, just get a point on it. If you have reshipped, just hold on the pointing gate Nutella for now. I don't want to be cheap. Lazy Ghost is your primary in that Mauler. Gabe gets in range. If someone get a point on Gabe, he can switch to primary in the call.
Yeah, I've got a point on Gabe.
Alright, Gabe is your new primary. Lazy Ghost is your secondary. Cypress Kren is your new secondary. Cypress Kren is your new secondary. Oh, those of you that are reshipping, come on in, because I don't want to lose the rest of this fleet because of them reshipping. Guys of you who are reshipping, come on in.
You're
Cypress
appointed?
Kren.
Correct?
Reappointed. Cypress Kren is your primary. Lazy Ghost is your secondary. Cypress Kren is your primary. Lazy Ghost is your secondary.
That was your escape.
Cypress Kren is your primary. Lazy Ghost is your secondary. Lazy Ghost is now your primary. Holy fuck, that's a lot of reshipping, guys. Morgaboo in the Vexor is your secondary. Lazy Ghost is primary. Morgaboo in the Vexor is secondary. Morgaboo in the Vexor is primary. Guys, we need more reshipping. Reship, they've basically brought in a whole nother fleet, basically. They've got another 10 now on field. Morgaboo in the Vexor is now your primary. Morgaboo in the Vexor is your primary.
Our reinforcements are here.
Morgaboo in the Vexor is your primary. Morgaboo in the Vexor, bring him down. Morgaboo in the Vexor, he's your primary. Bosonic was the other one in the large guns. Secondary will be Derek 13 in the Merlin. Derek 13 in the Merlin will be a secondary. Derek 13 in the Merlin's now your primary. He's burning off as well. Bosonic now, switch primaries. Bosonic in the Mauler is your primary. Bosonic in the Mauler is your primary. I'm hoping he's the one's in medium gun. Yeah, he is. Bosonic in the Mauler is your primary. Until other ones arrive. Tavardis Roberts in the Catalyst. Switch targets to the Smolarov in the Thorax. Smolarov in the Thorax is your primary. Tavardis Roberts in the Catalyst is secondary. Smolarov in the Thorax is your primary. Tavardis Roberts is secondary. Smolarov in the Thorax is your primary. More reshipping, guys. You can bring as much as you want because I'm just seeing them completely regenerating their fleet. Alright, Bosniak is now your primary. Bosniak is your primary. Secondary will be Stealth Omega in the Punisher. Bosonic in the Mauler is your primary. Secondary is Stealth Omega in the Punisher. Stealth Omega. Stealth Omega is your primary. Secondary will be Zao Amadeus in the Incursus. Zao Amadeus in the Incursus. Followed by Cypress Kren in the Catalyst. Cypress Kren in the Catalyst. Secondary will be Gabe in the Cormorant. Cypress Kren in the Catalyst is primary. Gabe in the Cormorant is... Cypress Kren in the Catalyst is primary. Gabe is secondary. Lazy Ghost in the Caracal is... Lazy Ghost, if we can get to Lazy Ghost in the Caracal. Lazy Ghost in the Caracal is primary. Lazy Ghost in the Caracal is primary. Garrick McTavish is secondary. Lazy Ghost in the Caracal is primary. Garrick McTavish is secondary. Garrick McTavish is now primary.
A module has run out of charges.
Point what you can, point what you can. Rutkov in the Punisher will be secondary, he's just arrived on field. Rutkov in the Punisher will be your primary, secondary or final will be Vangar in the Mauler. So I'm going to point on Mike Vader. Mike Vader.
Got him pointed.
He's trying to jump the gate.
Yeah, he is. Max DPS on your Vanguard. Yangvar, whatever his name is. Oh, he jumps. Mike Vader is your last target there, guys. Nice job, very nice job.
He's doing the same thing.
Good jump, I guess.
Yep. Which basically means for the last minute they weren't doing anything. Just goes to show how committed they were to the fight. Alright guys, the field is ours. Loot the field.